Welcome to Diana the Storyteller channel. Today's story is about how a small act of kindness and guidance can have the power to completely change someone's life. Enjoy watching. It was a rainy autumn day in Seattle. Bill Gates had returned to the city where he was born and raised for a brief visit. This city reminded him of his childhood memories and the dreams he had as a young boy. The sound of rain tapping on the windows brought back that comforting feeling he used to experience. The city had changed over the years, new buildings, busier streets, and modernized structures. But some places remained the same. One of those places was the small library that had played such an important role in his life. That library had been the birthplace of many of Bill's ideas. Computers, coding, engineering, technology, these were the foundations of his dreams that had started right there. The library had always been the place where Bill explored the world of technology for the first time. That's why he wanted to see it again, to reconnect with his past. As he walked through the old glass doors of the library, he felt a rush of nostalgia. It was a place that seemed untouched by time. As Bill wandered around the library, something caught his attention. In a corner, a 10-year-old boy was sitting at a wooden table, deeply engrossed in a pile of old computer books. His brown hair was slightly messy, and his eyes were fixed on the pages as he scribbled notes in a notebook, pausing occasionally to think. Bill was immediately struck by the boy's intense focus. It reminded him of his own youthful determination. Bill walked closer and asked, "Hey there, what are you working on?" The boy looked up, a bit startled, then replied shyly, "Hi, I'm working on a project. I'm trying to build my own robot, but I've hit a few roadblocks." Bill smiled and sat down in the chair across from him. "A robot? That's amazing. What's your name?" he asked. "My name's Ethan," the boy replied, now sounding a little more confident. Bill glanced at Ethan's notebook, filled with complex circuit diagrams, snippets of code, and a few formulas. Ethan looked frustrated, as if he had reached an impasse. "Where are you running into the most trouble?" Bill asked. Ethan thought for a moment and pointed to a page in his notebook. "I'm trying to figure out how to connect and operate the sensors. The books make it sound so complicated." Bill chuckled and leaned in. "What kind of sensors are you using? Maybe we can work through this together." Ethan's eyes lit up. "Really? You'd help me?" Bill sat down beside Ethan and began explaining how sensors work, simplifying complex ideas and breaking them down into basic principles. He talked about the basics of computer science and how robotics could revolutionize the world. He showed Ethan how to integrate the sensors into his design, explaining everything in a way that a young mind could grasp. Ethan, eager to learn, scribbled down every word Bill said. He listened attentively as Bill introduced him to exciting possibilities in the world of robotics. This wasn't just a lesson in technology, it was a lesson in perseverance and creativity. Bill wasn't just teaching Ethan about circuits and sensors, he was showing him that there were no limits to what he could achieve if he kept trying. As they worked, the librarian quietly approached Bill. "Mr. Gates, would you like some coffee? You've been here for a while," she asked politely. Bill smiled and accepted the coffee, then turned back to Ethan. "What's your biggest dream, Ethan?" he asked, genuinely curious. Ethan's face lit up with excitement. "One day, I want to build an AI-powered robot that can help make people's lives easier. I want to help others, just like you've done." Bill was deeply moved by Ethan's words. "I believe you can do it," he said, looking Ethan in the eye with sincerity. An hour passed, and Bill had helped Ethan organize his notes and break down some key concepts. But it was time to leave. Just before he stood up, he handed Ethan a business card. "This has my email address. If you ever need help or have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And if you're free tomorrow, I'd like to invite you somewhere," Bill said. Ethan, surprised, asked, "Where?" With a warm smile, Bill replied, "The Microsoft Research Center. I'd like to show you our robotics lab." Ethan's eyes widened in disbelief. "Really? That would be incredible." The next day, a car arranged by Bill picked Ethan up from his home and drove him to Microsoft's campus. Ethan was awestruck as they approached the sprawling tech campus, filled with advanced robotics equipment and state-of-the-art AI projects. Bill introduced him to the team, sharing Ethan's aspirations with them. The visit to Microsoft was a turning point for Ethan. He saw firsthand what was possible with technology and realized how big the world of robotics was. This was the world he wanted to be part of. Bill, the same person who had inspired him to keep going, was now showing him how to make his dreams a reality. When Ethan left that day, he wasn't just filled with inspiration, he had been given the tools to begin his journey. Bill had gifted him a laptop and a set of robotic equipment, and with them, Ethan knew he could start building his future. Ethan returned home with a new sense of purpose. He had everything he needed to begin working on his dream project. The laptop and robotics kit Bill gave him were more than just tools. They were the keys to his future. Ethan spent countless hours experimenting, learning, and refining his ideas. It wasn't always easy, but he was determined. Bill's mentorship didn't end there. Over the next few months, Bill kept in touch with Ethan, answering his questions and offering advice whenever needed. Their friendship grew stronger, and Bill continued to encourage Ethan, reminding him that no challenge was too big. Years later, Ethan stood on stage at a major technology conference, speaking to a large audience. "There was one day that changed my life," he began. "It was in a library where a stranger offered to help me. That stranger was Bill Gates. If I hadn't met him that day, I wouldn't be standing here now." The crowd was silent, listening intently to Ethan's story. He spoke about the power of kindness, mentorship, and perseverance. He shared how Bill's encouragement and the resources he provided had helped him achieve his dream. Ethan had grown into a successful innovator in the tech world, and his story inspired countless others to chase their own dreams. Ethan's words echoed through the conference hall. He was no longer just a boy with a dream, he was a living testament to the power of a single act of kindness. It all started with a meeting in a library, with a simple offer to help. And from that moment, Ethan's life had been changed forever. As Ethan concluded his speech, he looked out at the audience, knowing that the journey he had started in that library would continue to inspire others for years to come. This story is about the impact of one small act of kindness that helped a young boy reach his dreams. And in doing so, it shows us all how we can change someone's life by simply offering a helping hand. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this.